Hey, y'all. I'm telling you what, this brain has been working hard today. And let me share with you why. We are adding some new items to our menu at the Lady and Sons. Now, you won't find what we're adding at Holiday's Family Kitchen in Pigeon Forge or Branson or Nashville or Myrtle Beach. But maybe if my Knoxville teams taste it and likes it, maybe they would like to add it to theirs too. But I formulated a grits pie years ago when I was writing my first Just Desserts books. And I thought it was really good, and it was important to me that I make that book using as many Southern things as I could. So I am going to share with y'all the recipe that I'm going to use at the restaurant. And it's a little different. If you look back in my recipes, you'll find a recipe for grit pie using a frozen pie shell. But, you know, for the restaurant, I want it to be a little bit more dramatic than that. So I have a 9-inch springform pan, and I started with 8 cups of cornflakes, not the sugared, not just plain cornflakes, and I put them in my blender. So it's not 8 cups blended. It's 8 cups.
The whole flake.
Yeah, the whole flake. Thank you. I feel like a flake, Eddie. And then I added 3/4 cup of sugar and 1.5 sticks of butter. And I am gonna add, I was thinking I had put like a 8, but I put a 8, but I've written down over here that I bumped that to a 4. So, the pies that we're doing at the restaurant are gonna all be just delicious. And I want each one to have just a little bit. I don't want you to feel like you're eating the same pie. So like some crust are gonna be made with Biscoff cookies. This is gonna be made with either the cornflakes. Another crust may be made with potato chips. But for this, you know, grits and cereal, those two could go together, don't they? You picking up what I'm putting down, Eddie? Yes. So, cereal and grits. So this is working good to press that in, because if you don't press this in good, it will crumble on you when you go to cut it. And you don't want that. So I'm going to stick this in the oven, and I'm going to bake it for about 8 minutes. Doesn't that look pretty? Ain't that pretty? Pretty. So in the oven it goes, and then we're going to start on our grits, y'all. I've got my 3 cups of water. And to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. And I want to make sure I have my little whisk, because one of the most important things is when you're cooking grits is when you put them in, you want to whisk with us. Our water is boiling, so I'm going to stir in those grits. And I don't recommend long cooking grits for this. Don't ever use an instant grit. I don't like instant grits. But these are quick cooking grits. So you can have them ready in 4 to 5 minutes. But I actually cook my grits, a 5-minute grit, I usually cook it for 30 to 45 minutes. And it's so good and creamy and delicious. I'm just going to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add the butter, the 1.5 sticks of butter. And we'll let it cook for a little bit more. So I'm going to turn this off, Eddie. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to add a little bit more grit to it. All right, so I will have to increase my water. Okay, another third, because since I'm using the spring form pie shell, I gotta have enough grits to make it thick. So I'm gonna add some more water and let this continue to cook. I'll add maybe half a cup of water. There we go. Now I think that'll fill up our pie crust. So after our grits get done and have cooled for a few minutes, we're gonna be adding the eggs, the buttermilk, the flour, the sugar, and the vanilla, and that's it. Okay, I've actually added another half a cup of water since I added that third of grits. I'm gonna put the butter in it. Now this is the way we eat them for breakfast. I'm gonna show you how we eat it as pie. So let that keep cooking. Okay, friends, look at this. Look at these grits. Got so much butter in them. Just a stick and a half. And when I'm cooking grits, I don't put that much butter in them. I may put a half a stick, for the whole big pot. But anyway, we've still got to add all this stuff. So that butter is this is going to eat that butter up quick. All right, so I've got my sugar. And I've got my flour. So we want to make sure that we blend our two dry ingredients together because we don't want that flour lumping on us. So we're gonna make sure it's all well incorporated. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, what do I want to add next? I think I'll add the buttermilk next. So now I'm going to add our eggs. Don't I need to add the vanilla flavoring? I hadn't added vanilla yet, have I?
No.
Look at these beautiful orange yolks, y'all. Those little girls, they know they making some fine eggs. I don't think that will hurt those eggs a bit now. I think it's cool enough. But I am I'm gonna temper those eggs. Because we don't want a scrambled egg grit pie. And by temper, that just means I'm going to warm them up a little slower like. All right, now that I think I've got that tempered, I'm just going to pour it all into my pot. And that's going to be a lot of pie. A lot of pie. This is looking real good. So we're going to cook this in a 350-degree oven, y'all, for maybe 40, 45 minutes. Anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, I would say. But this is going to be real thick. So it may take a little longer than that. So here we go. Let's see what's up. I think I should have made more crust and brought it up higher, Teresa.
Yeah, that looks like two pies there.
And that's exactly what I'm going to make out of it, Eddie. I'm going to take... Isn't that pretty? I'm going to take... I really don't want to take it above the crust, right? because I like the crust showing.
Well, don't you think it's going to rise a little bit with the eggs in it, maybe?
It should rise a little bit. Okay, so are you saying pour some more?
Same.
What did my daddy used to say? Don't worry about the mule being blind, just load the wagon.
Where's your daddy?
But you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna take this and make it, I got some frozen pie crust, y'all. So I'm gonna make one more little thin pie, and I can take that to somebody that I think that'll enjoy it. Who is ready for the unveiling of Paula's grits pie? I bet y'all have never seen one.
This is a new edition of the Paula's grits pie.
This is the new edition.
This looks like a tort.
Isn't it beautiful? It looks like cheesecake to me. Now this is making it in
Springform pan.
a springform pan, y'all. And I like that because it just, my original recipe called for a frozen, pie shell. And I don't want that. I want a real delicious crust for it. So I made this crust from cornflakes and butter and sugar.
Are we going to get to taste it? That's all I care about.
I think I'm going to cut this one, though.
Okay. You can cut whichever one you want.
Yeah.
You saving that for company?
Well, I was thinking Maddie's birthday tomorrow night.
You mean Davis's?
Davis's birthday. I could take this to the Mexican restaurant. All right, so here we are. My grit pie. Would you like some, Teresa?
Yeah, that's why I need you to finish this video.
I can't wait for you to taste it. So, if I cut you off a bite, could you? Could you put that in your mouth and talk at the same time?
I'm pretty good at that. Yum.
What does it taste like?
It's got a custard. I mean, it's so unique in its flavors. That's really good.
I'm so glad you like it, my friend. I think this is beautiful enough to be a birthday cake. If you had somebody having a birthday, which I do. My little Davis, Jamie and Brooke's youngest, is going to turn 5 tomorrow. So I think I'm going to have to send this to the restaurant for his dessert birthday cake. Every kid likes grits, don't they?
Yep.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I just hope you love it as much as I loved making it for you. Love and best dishes. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.